Are you guys subscribed to us here at Ravens Rundown by Chat Sports? If you are, type in me, and in theory, I should see a couple thousand me's in the comment section if you're actually paying attention. So if you're subbed, type me, and if you're not subscribed, well, you can still join the fun by subscribing right now. You're watching Ravens Rundown by Chat Sports. I am Tom Downey here with the latest rumors and news on the Baltimore Ravens. And we begin with a rumor that I think y'all knew was going to eventually pop up. How about Antonio Brown to the Baltimore Ravens? Yes, it is back because the Bucs, although they have not formally cut Antonio Brown at this point, well, they appear done with Antonio Brown after his latest in a long line of incidents. Most recently, if you believe Antonio Brown, not want to play because he was hurt, but either way, leaving the sideline, taking off his gear, and throwing it in the crowd, and hopping to the locker room, and then staying in New Jersey / New York because he got left behind. It's a weird situation. CBS Sports, though, says, hey, he should get another chance, right? Because he's so talented. Someone will do it. How about the Ravens as a potential fit? Now, previously, the Ravens had been at least reportedly interested in adding Antonio Brown before the Bucs ended up being the team that kept him on the roster because Tom Brady just loved him. Gosh darn it. There are 4 teams on this CBS Sports list. 4 names and teams we've seen mentioned for AB in the past. The Ravens, the Saints, the Seahawks, and the football team. This is all more 2022 since, in all likelihood, the Saints, Ravens, Seahawks, and Washington will not be in the playoffs this year. The Saints and Ravens are technically still alive. Antonio Brown this year, amid injury and issues and a fake vaccine card, 42 catches, 545 yards, and 4 scores as well. He is talented when he's not being a head case. I would also argue this. Do the Ravens need Antonio Brown? You have a first-round pick in Marquise Brown. I have a lot of faith in the upside long-term of Rashad Bateman, Devin Duvernay, Tylan Wallace, Sammy Watkins, James Prochet. As receivers 3s and 4s and 5s, that's actually not that bad for an organization. So I don't know if you need Antonio Brown. We'll leave it up to you guys in the comment section. Do you want Antonio Brown on the Ravens roster? If you do, type in AB for yes or FAB for no. One of our favorite weigh-ins and comments here at Chat Sports. AB or FAB right now in the comments. I go big time FAB. Antonio Brown is a problem everywhere he's been. Pittsburgh somehow, I think, did a great job hiding that and covering it up and managing it better than most teams. He didn't want to go play for the Bills. He goes to the Raiders and didn't even make it to week 1. He ends up with the Patriots and gets cut quickly. Ends up in Tampa and overstayed his welcome. That coaching staff was done with him. Why would it be different in Baltimore? He's 0 for 4, guys. And if you want to go back to college, that FIU, this is not a player who is worthy of the benefit of the doubt. I'm sorry. He's not. He's talented, but at a certain point, it's just not worth the trouble. It's a hell no from me. I don't want him on the Ravens. I don't think any NFL team should sign him. It might work for a couple games, but we know how this story ends. It ends with Antonio Brown being the biggest diva ever and being a distraction and, frankly, a cancer to his locker room. I don't want that. Big pass from me. Speaking of pass, I think that's going to be not what we see from Lamar Jackson again this year. Still battling that ankle injury, which I guess has been a bit worse than maybe the Ravens themselves thought it was going to end up being. He tried to practice last week, but there was a pretty heavy limp every time he was out there walking. I don't see how he's able to go. John Harbaugh says he wants to play. I believe Lamar Jackson wants to play. It just seems like a stretch right now, which is unfortunate. For the Ravens, Lamar Jackson, when healthy, well, we've seen what he can be. We've seen him as that MVP quarterback. Even if he's not the most consistent passer at this point. And for Lamar, looking for a new deal. Injuries don't help players get paid. So what is the percent chance that you think Lamar Jackson ends up playing this week? I think you're looking at maybe 5 to 10%, somewhere in that area. Sound off what you are predicting in the comments. The likely outcome, once again, is Tyler Huntley is out there as the quarterback. And as far as backups go, it's not that bad. The running game also is a factor with Huntley, not quite the same level as Lamar Jackson. Then again, not many quarterbacks run the same way Lamar is able to. Not bad passing numbers either. The fumbles, the mistakes have been there, but yeah, that was kind of true for Lamar as well. Make the mistake, he's not as good as Lamar Jackson is, but not a bad backup. Could be enough to beat the Steelers because, did you guys watch Big Ben on Monday Night Football? Yeah, I get it, last win, whatever. The dude could not throw downfield. It was a disastrous passing attack, and it's a game the Ravens should win. It's a miracle Pittsburgh's won as many games as they have, and I want to catch that channel. Our Ravens channel, lagging behind. 2,500 to 6,200, thereabouts. I'm rounding because I'm bad at math and saying words out loud. So if you want free Ravens videos, help us catch that Steelers channel by subscribing to Ravens Rundown right here at Chat Sports. Interesting idea looking ahead that I wanted to discuss. Devonta Freeman. Should the Ravens re-sign him? I've been impressed by Freeman as the year has gone on. He did emerge eventually as the RB1. Latavius Murray got hurt. Freeman stepped up. They cut Lev Bell. Didn't need him. There's no doubt that he's an older back, but he showed he can still help. Averaging just over 4.3 yards per carry. It's not bad. I think there's also this part too, and this is why I go probably, but Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, Justice Hill will all be back. Now, Edwards and Dobbins, unquestionably, probably not in that order, probably Dobbins, Edwards, are going to be RB1, RB2 for Baltimore for these guys. I think that's going to be the case. So, now you have this issue. If those guys get hurt again, I think you would want Devonta Freeman on your roster. But as an RB3, which is more often than anything special teams impact, it's not really what Freeman does. So how does that really work for an organization? I don't think it does all that well. So what I would propose is this. Go ahead and re-sign Devonta Freeman. Low guaranteed money deal. Keep him on your roster in case there are injuries again in the preseason. If there are not, put him on the practice squad. If there are injuries, well, now you know you've got an option at the running back position. That's my idea, but I want to hear from you guys. Would you re-sign Devonta Freeman? Type in Y for yes you would, or N for nah, you're going to be fine with Edwards and Dobbins. No way they get hurt twice. You hope. More future-looking stuff here. The Ravens have some key retirements this offseason. Calais Campbell, Jimmy Smith, Alejandro Villanueva, all three guys in a great article posted on the Ravens' own team website have at least contemplated calling it quits after three pretty damn good NFL careers overall. So we'll break down each guy, but it was most likely of the threesome to retire. C for Calais Campbell, S for Jimmy Smith, or V for Alejandro Villanueva. I want to say Campbell's the least likely. His numbers are down. I think his impact is still up there. He made the comment he doesn't know what he's going to do. He's a free agent after this year. Maybe he goes down south to play one more year closer to home. I think he loves playing for the Ravens, understandably so. I think I'd put Campbell as the least likely guy to retire, but I don't know what they're thinking. Football's a long, demanding season. At a certain point, the body says, I can't anymore. And I think you're getting to that point for a couple of these guys, including Jimmy Smith. Now, he played a full game last week, and Smith kind of made the comment he felt like that gave him the confidence he could still do this again. He'd been so banged up this year. He's finishing season number 11. He's not the same guy he was in his prime. I think he's acutely aware of that. And Smith, by the way, also mentioned, maybe on accident, that Villanueva is contemplating calling it a career. He's been around for a long time. He's playing his old team in the final game, potentially, of his NFL career. It's, of course, Ravens-Steelers this week. He's been better on the left side than he has been on the right side, but in theory, your left tackle comes back. So I wouldn't be surprised if multiple of these guys call it a career. And if they do, make no mistake about it, that's some pretty awesome longevity and successful careers in the NFL for three greats.